Hi everyone, my name is Jaakko Lipponen and I'm very pleased to be here with you. And I was asked to have a little chat with you about internationalization of a general way. And our company is 5 years old, and we've been now selling our products to over 50, almost 60 countries straight, and we've been growing quite fast. And First of all, I will tell a little bit about MultiTouch. We are a Finnish MultiTouch display manufacturer. Maybe some of you have heard about us. We are really making these physical big products in Finland and shipping them all over the world. We released new multi-taxon platform, which is, we call it Generation 2. We had first and half, and then Generation 2, which was our main goal since the beginning. Our platform is released 2011, and we are a technical leader in the market with our products. The presentation goes that way that we are having here pictures of our real-life references around the world. For example, here is National Museum of Australia, and they have 10 of our displays combined together, which is following the map of a historically important cattle road in Australia, and they are showing different kind of media, videos and facts through that road, and when people are traveling with the screen, when the table goes like this, they are going and checking things and getting real information quite playfully. Our business model is that we are having different kind of value-adding resellers all over the world, at least almost all over the world, but now they are in little bit over 30 countries. And they are the signed partners, and some kind of unofficial partners we have about in 60 countries, I guess. Our main segments are corporate information, which means big walls in big companies' lobbies, giving different kind of information and personalization for internal and external communications. So when, for example, I'll show you the picture from Siemens wall and explain a little bit more about that then. Then retail is growing quite fastly, and we are offering a new way to present product launches and different kind of new things, which are also supporting salespersons in retail stores, because technology, like maybe many of your companies or becoming companies, will bring the technology growth so fast. So in different kind of retail stores, they have quite a problem to, how would I say, follow those old facts with, for example, phone models. Then we have these productivity and collaboration tools. For example, international consulting companies who are having the most of the big companies as their customers, they have collaborative walls there. So they are making strategy work and different kind of mind map planning on our displays. Then hospitality and entertainment, for example, restaurants and gaming issues. Research and education, although university has, I think, maybe 10 of our displays in different places, and hopefully there will be more. Then museums and exhibitions also, which means National Museum of Finland, for example, the closest one here. We are headquartered here in Helsinki, and as I mentioned, the manufacturing is also done still in Finland. We have a MultiTouch Americas company, which has sales offices in New York and Silicon Valley, and in February 2012 we opened office in Singapore, which is serving Asia and Pacific area. And this is the corporate communications wall, which is in Siemens headquarters in Vienna. They have 14 of our displays there combined together, so we can serve something like 20 customers at the same time, with no limitations of touch points or anything. We can play videos, games, different kind of interactive ways, and you can also communicate with your cell phone with that screen. And they have a three-dimensional camera, so when you're passing the wall, like now, it's somehow reacting. And for example, these little pictures there, they are popping up when you pass the screen on that side. This is the restaurant example, graffiti bar in Tokyo. The whole bar concept is built around our interactive technology. It means that they are having on a bar desk, they are having 5 of our displays, and you can play their games and send things to another bar customers and order drinks and different kind of issues. And also about 10 lounge tables, you can watch videos and play games and order service and new drinks there, and also pay. So the people are more likely to spend more time and also more money in that restaurant. That's the idea of that concept. As we can see here, we have unlimited touch points here, because we are working with infrared cameras that are filming through the LCD screen, and that's the most important IPR that we have. Because that's the only technology in the world that can recognize whole hands. We are giving up to 200 frames per second tracking system, each finger and each hand tracking points or ID, like you check your, for example, in Flight Radar. And we are supporting different kind of operating systems, Windows, Linux and Mac, and there will be soon Android too. And here are, just a moment, yes, here are just few technical things about our products. So integration will be quite easy because we are running through different kind of PC computers, so you can add any device you can imagine with different kind of APIs. And here are our contacts. But then, to the topic of today, we launched the first product on the market on January 2009. And it was called MultiTouch Cell, 46-inch. And we had then, as we do have now, sales office and headquarters in Finland. And but we quite soon faced some difficulties with different countries, because, for example, different time zones, you have to give customer support around the clock. So it was quite fun to answer in the middle of the night to phone and guys asking from US that what do I do now? I have this and this and this here, and this should be there. Culture is different. As we can see here, I think we have quite many nationalities here, and language problems. And we saw Americas and Asia as a huge market potential, as we all know. Here are some questions that we had when we were starting to plan that to go to as US. I'm having this presentation as our landing to America's market. We were wondering who could be our partners, who could be our end customers, and will there be some low-hanging fruit, so I mean that fast purchase, that we get business going there. How do we arrange customer support? do we have any idea what kind of market we have there? What kind of marketing is needed based on that? And who is going to run the operations? Then we hired a consultant who's a Finnish guy, and he was working for Gearsift Group, called Mr. Timo Korpela, and he did this research and plans for us, together with our own team. And then we had this plan ready on December 2009, and we decided to found a company called MultiTouch Americas on February 2010. And then we had this Timo working with us there, and then we hired him to work for us because he's got a good experience in US markets for 15 years earlier. And then we hired him there and opened the New York office quite soon after founding the Americas company. And then we decided also to go to Silicon Valley because of the technology scene that has quite strong roots there. And Timo started to run and work full daily for MultiTouch. And this example here is from Norway. ABB Marine had some kind of boat or ferries efficiency things running on their show booth. But the real start in US was 2010. We started to hunt contacts there, and we decided to go different shows. Which first of them was a Consumer Electric Show, which actually was last week on this year also, and we were there nowadays also. And we got some contacts there, few hundred. And then we had the opening party for New York office. We had few partners already there, and they were asking their customers to come there. And then we went to Interactive Displays conference in San Francisco, or was it Los Angeles? And we ended with 500 contacts on 2010. And with those contacts, we spread our message over the United States and generated business that it paid itself and ended about 0 result at the first year. This example here, this web microscope, is in Finland. This is quite a nice thing because this is some kind of breakthrough with microscopy during 400 years. It has been like this, as we all know from school, biology and that kind of things. But now they brought it to huge touch screens, and the service is on cloud. But I think you'll hear about the things more quite soon here in Finland. We spread our contact hunting to many different places. We started having road shows in different cities with our partners and ended up to something like 3,000 contacts, which most of them spread our message and started working for us, making those applications and end-to-end installations for their real end customers. Turnover in first total year 2011 was something like 1 million euros in Americas, and we hired another guy there to be responsible for softwaring and engineering issues. And then last year, this example is, I was with Rovio in Licensing Expo in Las Vegas for a week, and we have here an augmented reality issue. We have an optical marker with each Angry Birds space birds, and when you place the bird there, it starts a power video about the product. So they are quite much and nicely growing. We can identify easily tens of millions of different kind of issues. And when we had our 5-year anniversary last September, all the guests were having this kind of name signs, and on a different sign their personalization marker. When they showed that card to our displays, they could send interactive messages to Flickr and so on things. We are been deepening our partnerships through real customer projects there, and second and third projects are of course quite much easier than the first one with each partner. And we hired the third employee there and ended up with something, actually that number is something like 12,000 nowadays, but this number is from last December. And we about tripled up to almost 3 million the sales in US last year. And some facts about our group: we were chosen as a Finnish growth company of the year 2012 last year by Kauppalehti. And we doubled our turnover as a group level. I mean, that will be something around 7 million. Other issues that you should maybe consider when going in different places around the world is how do you handle logistics, different kind of custom issues, because they can be very tricky in some countries. For example, one of our software-wearing colleagues about a year ago called to the office from Israel, and he didn't seem, we didn't think that he's okay, because he was a little bit scared. He would have been taken in the customs to the back room with 3 guys of machine guns, and they were asking questions. But he survived, and he's happy man again. And then the insurance issues with products and of course with people. Then we are all the time wondering where to go next. Maybe Southern America, Europe. Those are, I think, most valuable possibilities right away. And how do we arrange marketing in new locations? With which kind of partners? We are having different kind of communications office partners in US and the UK serving us, and also in Asia. And we are trying to cooperate these international landings with Finnish companies as much as we can. But we are quite alone in this touchscreen business, because we are concentrating in big walls. So it's still a little bit not so ready. But these were the main issues that I had on the list. And if you have any questions, you can ask now, or send me an email, or come to chit chat after this session.
Who develops the software, and is it like for the operating system or for the platform? Do you have open source available?
Having our own software platform, which is called MultiTouch Cornerstone, and we also have a commercial software development kit on it. So it's offering quite many widgets ready just to combine for these value-adding resellers who are mostly making the software. But we are also having the software team for customer projects here in Finland, but it's much easier to handle those issues locally.
What about intellectual property? Was that a problem?
Yes and no, because we got, for example, because our company is called MultiTouch still, we got not so nice letter from Apple's lawyers a few years ago, because they thought that the name is there. But about a year ago, the international, some delegation came up to that they are not giving this MultiTouch name to anyone because it's so generic, and our product name, which is registered almost all over the world, is MultiTaction. So if you go to my email address is multitouch.fi, but if you go to multitouch.fi, it goes to multitaction.com. And of course those infrared camera issues are okay. I think we are safe.
I want to ask, what's the price range of this product, and is it much more expensive than the other screens or square meter? Or
our smallest model is 42-inch, and its price level is, as a list price, it's something like 8,000 euros. So it's quite much the same level as Microsoft Surface 40 or Samsung Sur 40.
What was the biggest obstacle going to American market?
Probably finding good partners and customers. At least it has taken the most of the work, of course, because that's a sales office. It's not easy market to land.
Any cultural differences or things?
Not so much, because this Timo Korpela, who is heading our US business, is quite experienced there. So, and we have a local sales manager also, US persons.
I have actually two questions. First one is related to end users and user experience, and the latter one is then for your expansion. So the first question I would like to ask is, what are your end users' experiences? What is the feedback from the customers? How do they value your product and the whole service experience? And the second question is then, how do you plan to finance your expansion? Because I think you have a very, let's say, big plan to grow, and that also requires some money.
Okay. About the money question, we got something from external already. Was it a couple of million? And then the end user experience is quite dependent on how is the solution, because our technology sets almost no limitations. So it's very up to that solution, but the main thing is a very big wow effect. And of course, because we are concentrating on big screens, for example, one company in UK has over this wall size multi-touch screen, which is included 24 pieces of 55-inch Full HD models.
So I have actually two questions. First one is, as a startup, as a company that wants to go to US for marketing, who should we first thing call? Like, who is the first person to call? Start that.
I think the FinPro has quite, or from your country, in Finland we have this FinPro, who has quite good and experienced networks there and contacts. Yeah, as a fast answer, yes.
Are you selling only the touch surface, or are you manufacturing also the display part?
We are making whole screens. Yeah. Thanks for the voice. But in the future we are hopefully ending up to the situation like, for example, Dolby Studios have that big screen and display manufacturer are using our technology integrated, because it makes no sense to try to manufacture tens or hundreds of million screens per year, because other guys are doing it already and they have their delivery issues solved already. But that's our hope and plan.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You said that you manufacture the whole thing in Finland. And as you very well know, many companies in Finland has changed or moved their manufacturing units in some other places. Do you have this kind of plans?
Yes, but we are waiting to volumes grow up a little bit. Of course, we are going more close to markets. For example, South America countries are, when you are importing some products to those countries, the tax can triple the price. And of course, those China and that kind of countries will be interesting also, and few European countries.
More questions? I have one more question, because now the topic of the seminar is design and technology. What is the meaning of design in your product?
Design is quite totally our value-adding resellers or partners part of our product or the end user experience. So we are offering a platform that can almost do anything with what you can imagine on a display.
Anything else? Because we have some minutes time. If not, with big hands we thank Jaakko. And here is one small cup. It is for your trips to forest. You can imagine big things there and think big things there, and please use it there. Thank you very much.
One more thing, if you want to ask something personally or you can come up with some questions in near future, you feel free to contact me. I'll try to arrange time to support your issues as much as I can.
Thank you very much again.